Today on the Howell Business Beat, we're joined by Michael Sage with DTE Energy, sharing his perspective on the power of volunteerism, community engagement, and the impact of signature community events such as the Michigan Challenge Balloon Fest. We'll talk about how corporate partnerships, community partnerships all come together to create meaningful experiences and strengthen our region. So I'm excited to dive in as I'm joined by my co-host, Diane Samples. Welcome, Diane.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here. It's going to be a great conversation.
And then, of course, our guest of honor, Michael Sage. Welcome, Michael.
Good afternoon. Nice to be here.
So, Michael, tell us a little bit about your role with DTE. I know you've been there for quite some time, but share with our listeners.
Sure. So this June will be my 49th year with the company, right? So started out as right out of college. And what's interesting, we're going to talk about volunteerism. And I had virtually no exposure to it when I was younger, right? When I was a young kid. Off to college I go, then I start with DTE, and I had a variety of roles. I'm in my 12th job there, right? So I haven't done the same thing all the time over that long period of time. So I've had a variety of jobs. And
which job were you in the longest? I have to know.
Let's see here. Perhaps my current one now.
Okay, I was wondering.
I'm in my 7th year with that. So I think maybe that would be it. Yeah.
Right.
I had 3 jobs as a technician over 15 years, right? And I kept changing that role. But right now I think this position is going to be my longest here. So, but that's where I was introduced to volunteerism in terms of the corporate world and any type of volunteerism. DTE has been a part of the community for over 100 years, and they really support employee engagement with volunteerism and give us opportunities to do that. So my first exposure was Habitat for Humanity, right? We had a senior leader who was engaged with them and encouraged the foundation to make a contribution, and then came to me and said, "We need volunteers. So get them." Basically, that was his charge for me.
And that sentence has never gone away.
No, right. Yeah. We call them other duties as assigned, right? That's what we call them, right? And it has been an absolutely wonderful journey at DTE with volunteers. We've changed. It used to be kind of ad hoc for individual people that had a passion for something, like Habitat, for example, or United Way, or food banks that need help. But now we have a very structured organization that supports individuals so they can put their information so that the entire corporation can see the opportunity, right? So that opens it beyond just that individual and their coworkers or friends, right? Which has been really great. It's really given people who have a heart to volunteer and would like to do it with coworkers or folks that they know, and now they have that opportunity, right?
And they're making an impact, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And it's not necessarily about who you work for or that you represent them. It's just that you're making an impact. And the variety and diversity of opportunities goes way beyond your own personal network then, right? Mm-hmm. So if you do like food banks, or I've delivered Christmas gifts and Thanksgiving dinners and, the whole variety of things for folks that need help. And they've given me that opportunity, ones I wouldn't have had on my own.
So I know that you were engaged and kind of exposed to volunteerism through your work with DTE,
yes,
as we just talked about. Could you just share, because Diane said it never stopped, right? So it kept going, but there's a reason for that. There's something that speaks to you in that, to some degree, right?
Yes.
There has to be. So share a little. I'm just curious, what is it that really spoke to you and kind of opened your eyes to this in a way that you continue to stay engaged?
Yeah, I think, I have 4 children, right? So it's important. It has been and always is important for me to live, how I, walk the talk, if you will. I guess is the right way to put it, right? And this was an opportunity to do that. And so, as I said, my initial exposure to volunteerism was through the company that I work for. But after that, some of my engagement in church, then I started doing short-term missionary trips, right? 2 to 3 weeks, going to various parts of the world with a dozen to 2 dozen other volunteers and build buildings for missionaries, right? Helping them with either a home or their church or an activity center, something that they don't have the skill or the time to do, but volunteers could come and help them do that. Many churches do that today and still are doing it, right? But that was the next level for me, right? It took it beyond the local impact with folks that I knew. I was starting to go on trips with people I didn't know at all, right? And surprise, surprise, after my second trip, I became the leader, right, for the trips. So now I'm coordinating everything.
We're so shocked.
And I don't know what country it was, Moldova or Romania. The missionary didn't show up. We sat in the airport for 9 hours waiting nervously for now it's dark and there's virtually nobody there at the airport. What are we going to do, kind of thing. And all the time he was out at the front gate, less than a quarter of a mile away, but the security guards wouldn't let him in, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, those kind of experiences don't happen when you go to Balloon Fest or something, right? So it's a little different, but that really started my desire to be a part of it and to be a lifestyle as opposed to, I can help and do something for somebody else, right? But to really make it a part of what Michael is, right? Mm-hmm. And so that snowballed into doing those, like I said, for about a dozen years. And of course, I was paying for that myself, using my own vacation time and using our own funds. Raising 4 kids and all that made it kind of hard to do that when Dad was going on vacation and they're all staying at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to solicit friends and family to help out with that, right, with that expense. I took second jobs to pay for it, where only that money would go to the mission trip, right?
Wow.
Stuff like that. A guy was at one of our power plants, and I asked him, he's a good friend, right? And he opens his wallet, and butterflies and dust comes out, one of those kind of guys that spend very frugally. And he pulls out a $100 bill. He says, "This is my, my special money, and I'm going to give it to you, right, and to go on your trip." But I wonder why do you have to go to wherever, Germany or Moldova or Jamaica? Or, there's plenty of people here that need help, right? So that was kind of round 3 for me, right? Now, after all the missions trips of probably about 10 years, 12, 15 different countries, I thought, well, he's not wrong, right? Mm-hmm. So that's when I got involved more with Habitat and started doing local work with them and building a network of people that locally that can react faster and do things without having to save for a year and those kind of things that happen when you do those types of mission trips, right? And ever since then, now it's been more of a focus on at home and people that you can help closer to home, right? So those are mostly humanitarian type volunteer work. That's what I like to focus on. That's unique about the Balloon Fest, right? It's really building a community, I think, right here. We've got wonderful people that live here in Livingston County, and you're giving them an opportunity. Maybe this is someone's phase 1 here at the Balloon Fest, and it will, graduate into something that becomes even more bigger and more important to them and the people that they're helping, right? So that's why.
Yeah, I love that you said it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think that is a very defining moment for someone to realize that it's not just, okay, I'm just going to do this because someone asked me to. It's ingrained in you. Yeah. It's a lifestyle that you're choosing to do because you're receiving more from it than you're giving out. I think that's really special.
On the corporate level, sometimes it feels that way. We're going to do a team building and we're going to go help somebody, right? Well, that seems kind of forced, right? A little bit, right? And so these type of opportunities like Balloon Fest, well, it's fun. You get to see all of the activity with it. You can be in your own community. You're going to be at a gate and you're going to see a dozen people right?
Right.
And that makes a big difference, I think, right? And really brings it home for a person that,
You mentioned, the community here in Livingston County and being out at, you and your family live here too, right?
Yeah. Right.
So
Correct.
This is in your backyard and really service above self, service to community in that way. I can't remember, but I know that you you had an experience. I don't remember if it was good or bad or indifferent when you volunteered the first time for Balloon Fest. Maybe a mix of all three. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, I think there was something about that you felt encouraged to get more involved.
Yes. I don't want to scare any volunteers away. So, okay, that's my caveat here, right? But my first experience was maybe 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, right? And somehow I found out about it, and I honestly can't remember how, but I was a Green Gate parking lot person, right? And for 4 hours. And then 6 hours, and then the entire day, right?
Because you were having so much fun.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, and it wasn't the 90-degree weather. It was just because I was having fun, right? And then I came back the next day, right, and did it again.
You did,
right?
Yes.
I did.
This is coming back to me now.
Yeah, and you didn't have a hat, or you needed a hat.
That's correct.
Yes, I do remember that.
My wife was furious, right? Because I'm burning up, right? I come home all red, but that was my first exposure. But what was really the part that's beyond that work was the rest of the people that were there helping too, right? Somebody in a golf cart came by every half hour or hour with a water and a treat and said, "Are you okay? And is everything fine?" And so even though I was out there doing something I've never done before and I didn't know any, I had a blast meeting the people the second day. There were sisters that had been doing it for years together, right? And so I felt like I had new friends now, right? Which was really unique and fun, and somebody I would never meet anywhere else. I don't know how I'd ever have met them, right? Other than we were both assigned to the green parking lot, right? So that just made me want to come back and do more. And now
you're on the committee and you're a co-chair.
Now I'm out soliciting folks to come to the Balloon Fest. Be a volunteer, right? There's all different kinds of opportunities. There's hospitality. There's working in the tent with kids. There's, of course, parking and taking tickets and all kind. I mean, it's just a whole variety of things. And what I really like about this, we really encourage people either from the same congregation or a family or some type of activity that you already do together, whether you're in a robotics club or Boy Scouts or whatever, and then come and do that together with your friends, right? And that's what built my enthusiasm for this when I was doing mission work, because they were all folks from the same church, and a lot of them were, right? We started to bring others in too, but getting to know the people that you see every day in a whole different circumstance, it really builds a good friendship and relationships, right? And this is what that can do for folks too as well.
It can. And I think so. It's really fun from our seat to sit there and say, as we're a chamber of commerce, we are here to connect, advocate, be leaders within our organization, but also be that economic catalyst and driver for our community. Mm-hmm. And this event, the signature event, puts Howell and Livingston County on the map in a really big way, while also keeping things really close to the heart and close to the community. And, as we're looking at connecting businesses and getting them engaged and involved, there is something really magical that happens when you are out volunteering side by side throughout the weekend and in the trenches in the best kind of way, right?
Right.
But solving problems together, troubleshooting, and understanding that what you're doing and your time that you've devoted to this is creating memories and generational fun for families from the past and many years to come. So you're creating this amazing, vibrant experience, and you're able to, in some ways, gift that to people, because this does take a village. This event takes an absolute village, and we would not be able to do it without the support of our volunteers, without the support of our community, without the balloonists, the pilots, all of the things that come together and really just make it happen. And it is truly special to have that. So you've got these connections, but I say to our newest members who are always coming in and maybe considering this, we do business with people we like, know, and trust. And there is no better or quicker way to get to know somebody in business than volunteering at Balloon Fest.
Yep.
I mean, you create powerful friendships through this that last a lifetime, because it is such a unique experience, and it is fun. It is. You're gonna laugh. You're probably gonna cry
somewhere along the line. Yes, yeah. You're gonna get upset with somebody, right? But then you're gonna laugh with that same person later, right, or whatever, right?
Well, and then you're gonna look over, and you're gonna see the 4 or 5-year-old that's just in complete awe at the balloons glowing in the evening, or you're going to talk to somebody who's walking through the gate with his family that has been coming to this event since he was 3, 4, 5 years old, and his parents are there with him still, and he's got his, they've got their grandkids or their kids, and it is a generational event, and it is so amazing to see and be a part of that.
Last year, my son and his wife and their 2 boys live in Brighton Township, right? So they've come every year and will take about a nanosecond to say hi to Grandpa, and then off they go because they wanted to go to the carnival and have fun and see the balloons, right? They won fish last year at one.
That's right.
Yeah, and they thought they were going to be little stuffed animal fish. No, they were real fish.
Real
right?
goldfish, yeah.
I think they're still alive. They're still,
oh my gosh.
I'm serious. Yeah, they got a small aquarium at the house. So a year later, that they still. And I know, when they come this year, that'll come up again, right?
Oh,
Where's the fish guy at? Maybe we can, And my son was not happy.
I was going to say it's more credit. Thrilled. It's more credit to the parents that the fish are still there.
Correct. He wasn't happy at first, but he's the one that gave them names. I think they're actually in his office, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the Balloon Fest gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. Yes.
Well, and I think we've all. I mean, you've experienced that with your kids, Janelle, and I've experienced that when my kids were younger, and just. I'll share one story. When my granddaughter came out last year.
Feels like it was last week.
It does. We had the balloon on the ground that you could walk into. And she was so scared because of the fan. I mean, the fan was blowing and we had to walk right by the fan. And she was just you could see her starting to amp up. She wasn't. And Ken Meyer, the pilot of the balloon, he came over and he stood in front of the fan and his shirt was billowing out. And she just thought that was the funniest thing ever. She just started cracking up laughing. And then, of course, she wanted to go right up there and do it. So it's just those types of things. I mean, she still carries around her little trading cards that she got, which I didn't think she'd have any interest in. She was grabbing them from everybody. And it's just those things that sometimes we don't think about because we're so far in the weeds of it. And we're just and it was just that moment. I was like, wow, this is what is so special about this.
It is. Yeah, I love that. So we love it when everybody can get involved, be a part of this. But I know that Michael is co-chairing on the committee for the volunteers, and Diane is really leading the charge. So what are we anticipating for this year's event, and what are we looking at for volunteers?
So it's always exciting at Balloon Fest because it feels like something major changes every year, right? So it's
That's accurate.
It
doesn't feel like it is.
So it's something new every year. And of course, this year, again, the footprint is different because of the work at the school, at the high school and stuff. So our areas are changing, and where the gates are, and where we're going to have people come in, and how we're going to park things. So having fresh eyes, but also having veterans, if you will, be a part of that volunteer workforce is really, it's critical. It's critical, and it's part of the fun of it too, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be I don't know what the number is. I think it's 150-ish, 160, somewhere in that range. And it goes through all 3 days, obviously, various times. And like I said earlier, there's a lot of different type of things you can do. We're going to have kids in the tent, so that we need some help there. We're going to need hospitality folks to make sure the other volunteers are taken care of. And then, of course, parking is huge because of the volume of people that come. And that's spread out pretty good, right? So it's a good, fun day to do that type of work, right? And so we need lots of folks to be able to do that. And the times are, it's spread out. It's reasonable length of time, volunteer times. And then what I like about this effort is that we're really looking at groups of people from somewhere where they already have a connection, right? So you can volunteer with your friends, whether it's your church or some other social activity that you have or whatever. And that really makes it fun. And again, back to my original exposure here and the two sisters that were here because they'd done it before together, and it just made it so much more fun. They were sharing that, and they're going to laugh and talk about it until next Balloon Fest. The next year, right?
Yep.
It's just a great opportunity to be a part of the community.
Well, I was going to say, even those experiences, right? Just going to the event, but there's those generational experiences from volunteering at the event too. There are families that volunteer every year and love it. Like, this is a big part of what they do in their family traditions.
I was going to say, this is just an event that is so steeped in traditions, and that's what people love, whether it's volunteering or they're going to come out Sunday morning to watch the fly-in or the launch. And it's what they do, and it's just part of their family. It's part of their entertainment. It's part of their summer. They plan for it. They know it's coming. It's nice because it's always the same last weekend in a full weekend in June. So it's always, it's easy to plan for, but it really is truly that family event.
Well, I'm doing another event for another organization the week leading up to Balloon Fest, right?
Oh, wow.
And
You scared me a little bit, Michael. My heart skipped a beat.
I deliberately asked them to schedule it on Wednesday and Thursday, right? So that the 100+ people that are coming to that event will have an opportunity to stay one more day and be a part of Balloon Fest, right?
Yes.
That is amazing.
And when I mentioned it, I can't believe now how many people, Balloon Fest, I heard about that. She lives in Grand Rapids. This person lives in Traverse City. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. So I'm hoping that will just expand out even more. I mean, I guess my point is that lots of folks have heard about Balloon Fest, right? But to make the effort to come is a different story.
Right.
Well, here's that. We're literally putting them on the doorstep of the event, So we'll see how it works out. More to come on that. But,
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, and I know that if somebody wants to volunteer, I know that the Sign Up Genius, we do everything through Sign Up Genius.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And so then, where are you guys at with that?
I think we're like one day away from finalizing. And
So we'll definitely have the link, and we can plug it right into this podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And then also it'll be on our webpage, right?
It'll be on Michigan Challenge Balloon Fest,
Yep.
MichiganChallenge.com.
Yep.
It'll be on there. It's on the howell.org website. It's on the app. So we do have the app, the Michigan Balloon Fest app. So there are plenty of ways. And if you really can't find it, just call the chamber and we will get your email.
Right,
and absolutely, we will sign you up.
Diane, from programming, what are we expecting and anticipating this year at the event?
Well, we actually are bringing back a fan favorite. So the Friday night fireworks are coming back. So that'll be Friday evening at dusk. We have live entertainment on Friday, Saturday evenings, Sunday afternoons. Something new that we're bringing in this year is a dog show. And this is not as Liz calls it, the fancy dog show. This is the
an acrobatic.
The obstacle course, the agility. Yep. So we are bringing in a dog show on Sunday afternoon.
So much fun doing that too.
Oh yeah, and it's a significant show. It's about 45 minutes, so it's definitely something to bring your family out for. And then we are doing something brand new this year. So last year was our first year of having a community blessing service. So about 5 of the local churches came together, and it was very well received. It was beautiful. It's non-denominational. It's really just all about being together and celebrating as a community. So that'll be happening from 10 to 11. And leading up to that, from 8 to 10, we are bringing in Chris Cakes, which are Guinness World Breaking Record flapjack flippers. Let's say that. I can't say that fast.
I know.
Flapjack flippers.
You're doing a great job.
I'm thinking hibachi with pancakes. So it is a whole organization that comes in. It's a community breakfast, so it will be open to the public. We are doing a pay it forward through Gleaners Food Bank. So we are asking that everybody bring in some non-perishable food items. We will have a wish list on, once we get that from Gleaners, we'll post that on the website. And it's just a way to come in. We can break bread together. We can have a meal and then stay for the community blessing. It'll lead right into the magic bus the dog show. We have the family fun tent. We have the carnival. The food, we're bringing in some new local food vendors. Just plenty of opportunities to engage. And what am I missing?
What about the open air market?
Oh, yes, the open air market. So this
With
year,
Village Crafters?
With Village Crafters. And this year, I mean, Tricia has been doing a wonderful job. We have, I think we're almost at capacity. We're getting there. So if there are any local crafters that are interested.
Are they doing a make and take market?
They are doing a make and take market.
Those will be posted.
Those will be
ahead of
posted.
time.
So she's working on that schedule. So you'll be able to go on the website. All of the entertainment will be posted. All of everything that's going on at the family fun tent. We bring in the exotic animals. We'll have the big blue blocks, and then
well, all of the good things. Never
Yes.
a dull moment at Balloon
and
Fest.
don't we have 2 exotic animal days this time?
I believe so.
Isn't it going to be Saturday and Sunday?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I thought that was different from before because he's so popular and it's so much fun to see those animals.
and the robotics team. So
Yes.
the robotics team is
Right.
coming in. They will be there all weekend long. So lots to
Oh,
lots
there's
to
going
go
to be
and
some
see.
balloons there too.
Oh, yeah, those
Obviously.
balloons. And really, that made, and the glow. So we
The
will
glow
have the
on
glow
Saturday
on Saturday
nights.
night.
Yes.
Yep. So that's always a crowd favorite. One of my personal favorites. Love it. So we just can't wait. We really can't, can we, guys?
I should have checked the balloons to see how many days we had
Honestly?
left. I don't know.
right.
Now,
She keeps the countdown.
Oh, here, I got it. If you download the app, it actually gives you a countdown.
Oh,
So
how fun.
I'm pulling it up right now. 77 days and 22 hours
Okay,
until
there you
Balloon
go.
Fest from the date that we're recording, and clearly. So
Yeah, right.
put that
Full
disclaimer
disclosure.
in there. Yeah. But honestly, talking about it is exciting.
It is.
I'm looking forward to it. You guys in the committee are just doing an exceptional job. And like I said, this thing takes a village. So
We've named it the BBB, the Big Beautiful Beast.
Oh, is that what I didn't know that. Okay.
We love our acronyms.
You know, that's a good point too. I mean, the behind the scenes of the fire department, the police department, the high school leadership. There's so many other things that are a part of this, right? That really make it a success. It's really, to your point about doing the volunteer work is one thing, but the community itself is behind this so much, and a lot of things happen and are smooth because of that work, right? And you as a individual participant and coming to see the balloons, you don't necessarily see that, right? But it's really a big part of it.
it is. And I'm glad you mentioned that because it does. It takes a whole year to plan this event. And we don't take a break. We're constantly going, but all of these partners are at the table year round, making this the experience that we desire. So we can continue to provide these opportunities to make magic and make memories.
Absolutely.
And what about at the end of the day? I mean, we're going to hopefully make some money that then the chamber uses for other businesses here in the chamber, right?
We do. So that's a great point. Everything that we do at the chamber is mission driven, and it is to be a catalyst for a vibrant business environment and an exceptional community. So the funds that are raised from this go towards supporting economic development efforts, workforce development efforts, a lot of programming around workforce, talent, retention, education and industry. So there is a lot to that, and I appreciate you bringing that up because it is a huge component of this, and the event itself is a great economic generator for our entire region. And we're bringing people. I mean, we're bringing people, and they're staying in hotels, and they're shopping, and they're eating, and all of those awesome things. So. We're looking forward to another fantastic year, and I thank you so much to all of our partners in this and to our community for supporting it. This will be our 41st annual, and it's going to be great. So thank you, Michael, for coming on and joining us today, for your service, your volunteerism, and we hope to see some of you guys out there volunteering at Balloon Fest grounds, or at the very least come out and check out the event. But we will catch you next time on the Howell Business Beat. Thanks for tuning in.